Hi Betty, first one in, at least in the chat. Okay, starting another live. I hope visibility is good. Always trying to set more a light, but it doesn't always work. Okay, I'll just wait a few minutes before I'll start. Okay, hi Brenda, Barbara, Linda, hello. Okay, let's hope the chat will work. So, doing an original page today. This is the layout. I'm going to talk first, and I'm also, I need to show you the finished apothecary from last week. So, for those who don't follow, not on Facebook, not follow me on Facebook, I'll show you the finished apothecary that I've started last live. And let's see. Okay, so I worked on it most of the week and I didn't like what was before, so I went with black, and on top I black gesso, heavy-handed gesso, so I will have texture. And all of this is from some wood frame I had from the cheap store. I took a part of it, as you can see, and placed it here. So black, and the highlights are from bronze on top of it. Don't know if you can see it. And just filled all of this with all kinds of more books in all kinds of colors. The frogs, I painted them. They weren't uh, visible inside, so I had to paint them so they will look more from the outside. You can see them. So that's the apothecary finished. And okay, so I'm starting this layout. You can do any kind of waves, and I'll show you also another things that you can do if that's not up your alley. So what I've done, and here I've used a 10B pencil so you can see the lines that I've made, but usually I'm using something like an HB or something like that, so it will only give me a guideline so I see what I'm working on. Usually I don't use this kind of um, dark graphite pencil. So just a pencil and going to town with intersecting wavy lines like that. And you can go wild or you can go subtle, and I'll tell you in a minute what it's going to be. So that's the only thing that I've done. Freehand, don't care. That's what it's going to be. So what we are going to do is find a shapes inside this and create other shapes in between. And it's not an original idea of mine. I've seen something on Pinterest and I said to myself, I need to do it. Mostly because it looked like fun, and also it reminded me of things that I used to do when I was a child. We had all this alter, I don't know what to call it, pages that you can do. I've done hundreds, I think, of this, and it always turns out different colors, different shapes. It's all in what you pick to color inside all that you have on the page. So I used to love this and probably made hundreds of pages. Okay, so we are going to do something similar here. And just so you will understand what I'm talking about, here is another thing that I started in one of my journals. Here I've just made all kinds of circles and then intersected with wavy lines, and I'm just having fun coloring. So it doesn't have to be this, it doesn't have to be circles. You can really have fun with any kinds of shapes that you like. And if you have trouble with shapes or doing things freehand, there are all kinds of uh, lost the words, all kinds of stencils and things that can be a help. But this is really just simple going with intersecting wavy lines. And I'm going to use today inktense pencils. These ones, this is the um, 36 set that they have. This is the most expensive thing I've got here. You know me. All my other stuff is from cheap stores or AliExpress or Amazon or Temu. So that's the only thing I have that is expensive. But you can use anything that you want. Watercolors, acrylics, any kind of pencils, even crayons if that's what floats your boat. So really you can go to town here with whatever you want. I'm also thinking of using the pencils for some of the stuff, and for other stuff maybe watercolors. I don't know. We'll see as I go. Okay, so here I've done a darker, I used a darker pencil so you can see what I'm doing. The only thing that it means that you can see what I'm doing, and I will have just a little bit more difficult time erasing what I don't want, because at the end I'm going to go over the lines that I've picked with a black permanent marker. Okay, so basically what we are going to do with this, we are going to find shapes inside, and I'm going to call it, we are going to find Nemo. We are going to do some fishes here. So what we are doing is deciding, like, if I want this one to be a fish, I can already decide that this is the fish. I can, again, you can do this now or later. You can take a black permanent marker and do the outlines of your fish. I'm also going to do this, so I will have a nice tail for my fish, and I'm going to color it, and then I'm going to add some details. Right now I'm more interested in finding the shapes that I want to use. Like here I've got this one, and I'm deciding that this particular shape is not going to be a fish. This particular shape is going to be what's it called, a jellyfish. Now you can go outside the lines. The lines are here just to create something that will help you do something inside it. So it's just a guidance, and you decide what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. Like if this is my fish and I'm not interested in this line, I will take an eraser and I'm going to flip a little bit just so to make my life easy, like so. And as I said, I can decide to, when I'm finding the shape that I want to do, I can already go with a black permanent marker or any other color that you want, just so I can see the shape. So I want more fishes here, more Nemos. So let's see, where do I want another fish? Maybe let's do this one. So again, I'm going to do some kind of a tail, and this one is also going to be a fish. And let's see, what else? Maybe where do I want another fish? Let's do this one. And you can do any kind of tail that you want. It doesn't need to be this way. Let's see who also came in. Hi, Tina. Lisa. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a fishy here, and because I already got this shape, maybe now I'll take it like this. This is going to be the tail. And if you want, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name. Not gills. Escaped my mind. Never mind, you know what I mean. If I want the fishy to be like this, I can do it like this. I'm putting an eye just so I will see where my fishes are. And let's go with one here. Yeah. And let's see. Maybe another jellyfish here. Maybe. I will start erasing lines when I'm sure that's the layout that I want. Yeah, something like that. And I still want more fish, so I'm going to put one. Let's put one here. And here is the tail. Yeah, and another one here, just because. No reason, I'm just having fun with it. I'm thinking if I want something here, I'm not sure. I'm going to leave it as is. So now here I've got the tail and I also got the jellyfish. I can erase whatever I don't need, and I can also erase later on. It just so it would be easier to follow whatever is going on. Yeah. Something like that. And let's see. Also, I feel like something is missing here, so maybe I'll do another fish here. Something like that. So we'll have a lot of fish. And again, now, if you feel that like here, as I said, I've gone freehand and I feel like this is too empty. I can do whatever I want. I can decide to add another line, just wavy line. There are no rules to it. You just have fun with it. I'm not sure about it yet. I'm just showing you what I mean. And if I feel like here it's too empty, again, I can add a line, or later on when I'm doing the areas in between the fishes, then I will add something more interesting. Hi, Melissa. Okay. Hi, Zelda. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Okay. So, as I said, I'm going to use the inktense pencils. You can use anything. And if you want me, even if you want me, you have something that you are not sure and you want me to demonstrate, I'm willing to do demonstration here on this. Just tell me in the comments if there is something that you would like to see, and if I have it, I'll show you here. So okay. And okay, let's start with one of the fishes. All the details and some doodling will go on top. That's what I'm thinking about right now. And let's see. I'm warning you in advance. I'm going to go wild with all with all the colors. So I've picked some kind of red here. And I'm not an expert on it. This is just how I like to work. I'm putting down the inktense pencil where I want it. And only after I'm finishing covering the whole area that I want, only then I will activate it with water. But there are all kinds of ways to go about it, so really up to you. I'm going for some kind of a gradient look, so now I've went and picked up some orange color, and I'm also overlapping with the red. It helps for blending. Okay. Before I forget, next week I'm not going live on Thursday. I've got other engagements, but I will upload a video, so just I won't be able to go live. So now here I'm really wishing that I had a darker yellow, and I do have some here, but I don't know, maybe I'll try it and we'll see. Really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Just have fun with it. Melissa, are you okay? Oh, thank God. I thought you're saying that you had another one. You told me about the first one. I was worried. I hope you'll keep well. I picked a darker shade. It's here in the browns. And as I said, I'm playing. I don't really know where it's going. I'm just having fun coloring, and now I'm going to activate it with water. I'm using a watercolor brush, just easier to work with it. But basically any soft brush can work nicely. And as I said, I'm not an expert. This is just how I like to go about it. I'm not even working on a watercolor paper. This is just a thick paper from a pad. This is a 240-gram paper. Now, in all kinds of videos, I've seen people say never to go back and forth with the brush. Well, I don't know. It works for me, so I'm not paying attention to their advice. It really is working for me, so I really don't care. Okay, cleaning a little bit the brush because I'm moving here. This needs to be a little bit darker. I leave it be for right now. When it's darker, when it's when it's dry, I will go over. Yeah. So that's just the start. One fishy is colored, and more interesting will be to add the details later on top of it. Okay, so continuing with the fishes, and maybe let's do one jellyfish. And what color do I want for the jellyfish? I don't know. I'm just picking something, some kind of a green, and I like to have more than one color, so I'm taking a darker green, and whatever will be, will be. Don't forget, if you want me to use a certain medium, if it's markers, felt pens, chalk pastels, I'm trying to think on other stuff that you can use. Plain watercolors. I'm willing to demonstrate. I think I'll do darker here and go lighter towards the bottom for this. Okay. I'm not too careful about the coloring. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to spread it with the brush and water, so it really doesn't matter. And you can and when you are doing gradient, and if you want it to almost disappear, just leave white space like I'm doing at the end, and I will just drag some of the colored stuff, some of the color towards the bottom. So just leave some white. Yeah. I'm going to leave this to here on the side so I will know to repeat this same colors here on the other jellyfish. And once again, taking a brush, I think that I'm going to use watercolors for the in-between, for the waves in between the fishes and the jellyfish. I even have some metallic watercolors that I'm thinking of using. Now I can already feel that I have too much of a pigment on my brush, so I'm going to wipe it a little bit, take more water, and so I can do, as I said, almost going completely white towards the end. That's what I really like with the inktense, because they are ink based. They are very vibrant and have lots and lots of pigment. Okay, let's see. Water soluble crayons. I'll try. The only problem I have is that I've got either um, soluble oil pastels, which I love, but they are quite thick, so it's a little bit difficult to go into small areas, but I can demonstrate or to do it on a fish. I don't have crayons as like Crayola that are water soluble, so I'll try and demonstrate with the oil, with the soluble oil pastels, and I can also just show you how even with just simple crayons. So let's see. I've got crayons, and where did I put the, here we go. Water soluble oil pastels. The thing is that if I can also use this in small spaces, and I will show you how, but it's just a little bit more difficult, so most of the time I won't pick this as what I'm using to color. Okay, here is this that I said I will demonstrate on this, and I'm taking either, you need to take some non-porous surface, but it needs to be not completely smooth. It needs to have some like tooth to it, or like I've got this old cutting board. It's just plastic, but it has texture. It's not completely smooth. So what I can do is take water soluble oil pastel and basically activate it here, and then I can go like this. And basically it's just a watercolor, water-based watercolor, whatever. And let's take another again, overlapping, so it's more for a more blended look. Like this. Now if it's a larger shape, then you can try and go into the small areas. It's just more difficult. Here we go. Cleaning my brush. You also need to decide for yourself how you like to work. If you like going from a lighter color towards a darker color, or the opposite. Each time I'm doing something else depending on what I want to achieve. Again, there are people out there that are saying that you always need to go from darker to a lighter, but as you can see, I'm now going the other way and blending it. Here we go. So that's the water soluble oil pastels, which now I'll take aside. And even here I can, if I want to, I can decide that I'm doing one fish with 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 the inktense, and one fish with water soluble oil pastels. You can do whatever you want. And here are this is, I think it's like I've got it like 3 decades. this this box. Let's see. I'm making a mess. Even just plain crayons. So of course you want to get the same look as a wet paint, but then I'm getting here all the texture of the watercolor. This is watercolor paper. So even plain simple crayons are great to create all kinds of stuff. It doesn't have to be the expensive stuff. Okay, this one is a little bit too light in color. Let's pick something else. Most important thing is to have fun with whatever you have. No need to rush to any kind of store. Here we go. Another fishy. Just with crayons. Okay. Gelatos, the same thing because they are all activated with water. And the where did I put them? That's the more interesting question. Okay. Found it. So again, here are the gelatos. These are some that act like gelatos. You can find them by looking for um, either water soluble. Sometimes they even called crayons, and they are sold for kids, at least on Amazon. And sometimes they are called poster colors or poster paint. I don't know why, but it is what it is. And again, I will use some kind of surface like this. Let's take, I don't know, like this. Now I'm doing several colors on my fishes, but if you want to have something more subtle, you can always go from whatever color to almost white. So the gradient will just go lighter towards the end of your shape. You don't have to use multiple colors on every shape. So that's how I would go with gelatos, because again, it's just not it's not easy to go inside, but and I can also mix them here and create something else. So all kinds of options. And of course you can try and get in tight spaces, but I'm all for doing the easiest way to go about it. Okay. Watercolors, I will use the watercolors, I think, in between the fishes, so there will be, you will see how I'm using them. And what else? Gelatos, okay. Kota. Crayola were a very good investment, yes. And here they are, at least then, I don't know now because I haven't looked for them, but 30 years ago they were very, very expensive. And mostly things that come from the United States are very expensive. And I spent my first paycheck on the Crayola set, and I bought a Sony Walkman. That was 30 years ago, a Walkman. Cheap oil pastels don't work with water. But what you can do with, let's see, with oil pastels, I'll bring them. Here we go. You can create nice things with oil pastels also. Here we go. Let's do purple. Again, it's a little bit tight here at the end, but it can be done. I'm not going exactly to the corner here, if it can be called a corner, because I'm going to smudge it. Now I'm just putting down colors. Let's see, I don't like this one. Let's see this. Okay, this one more to my liking. Once again, I'm overlapping the two colors. Okay, so first thing that you can use is Q-tips. Here we go. Q-tips for the blending and smudging. Now in larger areas, I used to even use just my finger to smudge oil pastels. Also, there is a very nice hack for you. If you've got any kind of heat tool, even if it's just a hair dryer, use it a little bit on top. It works better on smooth paper than on watercolor paper, but it can be done. So especially if you are heavy-handed, and that's what I used to do. I used to paint with a lot with oil pastels and put a very heavy layer like this. Okay, so when you have a very heavy layer like this, you can take a heat tool and it helps spread and blend. And again, you can use your finger, you can use a Q-tip. If it's something that is available to you, then blending stumps that are used for pencils and graphite can also be used on this. I'm not using it because I'm only using it for pencils. I don't want to get a oil pastel on them. So, but if it's something that is cheap and available to you, then it's also something that you can use to smudge the oil pastels. And I'm working it until I'm satisfied with what I have. So no, it's not as perfect as other stuff, but it can be used. And for other projects, they are great. Here I wouldn't have picked this only if it was my only thing to use. Just a little bit more careful about using it. So that was the oil pastels. Okay. Hi Sonia, hi Celine, Courtney. I hope I'm not missing people. Yeah, Walkman. There is another way to smudge and blend oil pastels. Some use baby oil on the Q-tip. I don't, because I try to avoid baby oil on stuff. Okay, so that was that. And I want to show you just one more thing, even though nobody asked about it. I'm going to show you felt pens. For those who don't have watercolors or are afraid of watercolors, especially because you feel that you can't control them, there is another way to go about it, and is to use felt pens. Regular felt pens, doesn't matter where you bought them. I've got here all kinds from all kinds of cheap stores, some brands, some not. I think I even have some from IKEA, from the children department. So if you want a watercolor effect but don't have watercolors or are afraid of watercolors, you need to try them on watercolor paper. By using them on watercolor paper, you can create a watercolor effect. I'm just picking two colors so I can demonstrate. So this is watercolor paper. Let's go with something else just so you can see. It's dry. Never mind. I'll use whatever. Okay. So, felt pens. Now I'm going to take the brush again with water. Not a lot of it, but with water. And I'm going to go over all whatever I've done with the felt pens. Just go over everything. Make sure you didn't miss, and leave it be for I don't know, maybe one Mississippi, maybe two Mississippis, and it will create a blending and watercolor effect. I've got, I think, at least two videos that I've done with felt pens and created this watercolor effect. So you don't see the strokes that I've done with the felt pens. By putting water on them, because they are water-based, that's what you get. Hello, Elizabeth. Is it Portuguese? Because I don't speak Portuguese, and I understand some Spanish because my family speaks Ladino, but no Portuguese. Just felt pens. Regular felt pens, doesn't matter which kind. These are the cheapest from the cheap store, and these ones are Carioca, and I think these ones I bought only from IKEA. It doesn't matter, as long as you are using them on watercolor paper, you can create this effect. Of course, it won't be exactly as watercolors, but it can be achieved. Here I'm using, again, the felt pens. So you can see taking the brush and going over and letting the water do its thing. And the results are varied between all kinds of watercolor paper. So just be patient, it works. Let it sit and it creates this blending. I'm trying to follow what's going on in the chat. Okay, I hope I haven't missed anything. I think I covered most of the options. Yes, you can use soft pastels, and I can also demonstrate it. Let's see. Here we go. Soft pastels. We call it chalk pastels, but also soft pastels. Okay, two ways to go about it. Most of the time they are in this kind of shape, so if you need to go inside small areas, it's you can. Now this is one way to go about it directly on the page. Here we go. Okay, you can smudge it with your finger. You can smudge it with dry brush, soft dry brush, like so. It depends on the effect that you want to achieve. Like so. Now I'm only going over with dry brush and blowing away all the leftover. I can go over it with wet brush. Okay, I just put water on my brush and I can go like this. It also, they are water based, and as I said, I like to go back and forth, although people say not to do it. So that's one way. Another way, you can use soft pastels. You can use them directly. Take a wet brush and use them like you use watercolors, dry watercolors I'm talking about. But this won't be as vibrant as using them directly on the page. Another way is to do like I've done with the oil soluble pastels, and you put them on a non-porous surface, but that is not completely smooth, and now activating them with water and going on top like this on the paper. So that's the chalk pastels. All kinds of ways to have fun with this. Let's move all of this. Okay, so let's find more Nemos. Or color more fishes in the sea. I'll just clean my hands from all the chalk pastels before I'm doing damage. Okay. I love, love, love my journal. Dove Eyes, what journal? Okay, so let's continue. I'll do the other jellyfish just so I can return the pencils back to where they were. Okay. I'm flipping it over because it's just easier for me. One of the first thing that you learn when you learn classical drawing is to use the natural movement of your hand to your advantage. And your hand is basically like a compass, and you use it to do this kind of curvy lines. First lesson is to is to stand in front of paper that is on what do you call the thing that holds paintings? I forgot the name. I don't know, whatever. So, and do straight lines without a ruler. Boy, howdy. And you do it for a few for a few hours until you have something that look like a straight line. And then the next lesson is to do curvy things, to do circles without anything to guide you, just your hand. So I don't know if I will get to finish all of this today, this session. We'll see. I certainly hope so. If I see that it's taking too long, then I will just jump to show you the details that I'm thinking about on top of this. This is just a coloring inside the shapes that I've picked, and afterwards comes all the other fun stuff. A little bit too much water on my brush, never mind. Okay. As long as I feel that I still have water on the brush, I'm not dipping it into the water jar. Most of the details that I want to add to each fish or jellyfish, I'm planning on doing just with black permanent marker, or and maybe, just maybe, white. I'm not sure yet. So that's that. Now I want to do another fishy, and I'm going to pick colors that are not blue because I'm planning that in between to do blue for the waves. Highlighters are the same way as plain felt pens or felt markers, whatever you call them. They react to water and they are great in blending, even more, even a little bit more than felt pens. Okay, so let's do some purple. Purple. I'm just picking something. Okay. I'm going on top of the eye. The eye was just so I can see where my fishes are, and later on I will add an eye on top. And if you are really adventurous, you can even glue a googly eye for the fish. I'm putting the darker purple also here at the end of the tail, just because I feel like it. I'm trying not to get inside the jellyfish. Other watercolor pencils can be used as the same as I'm using the inktense. And of course you can do everything with watercolors if that's your thing. Just wanted to use my inktense. I don't get to use them very much. And most of my videos I'm trying to use simple stuff, so that's one of the reasons that I'm not using the inktense more. I want to always show that you can do things with simple and not expensive stuff. Okay. And now for activating it. I love the inktense. I love the color. They are so highly pigmented. It's just something else. I took a lot of water in the brush, so I'm spreading it. I can also just take the excess with a towel, but I'm using it to my advantage and just blending more. Okay, almost. Yeah. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do this one. And let's see. Dark red, or I don't know, Bordeaux, something like that. Red. I'm moving quite quickly, as you can see, because it really doesn't matter once you are activating it with water. The water does all the work. What did I miss? Okay. I hope I haven't missed anything in the chat. If there is a question and I missed it, either just write it in one more time. If you can do it in caps lock, then it's even better. I will see it better. And if I haven't seen that, then at the end of the live, I always take time to answer questions, because then I can be 100% on the chat and see what is going on. Okay. Trying to color without going into the jellyfish, using the very end of the brush, the tip. Yeah. Oh, I like this color. Okay. Thinking here. I think I'll go with one that is more yellowish and green. Yeah. I think I'll get rid of this. Yeah. And here we go. Okay, so this is here. Cleaning the brush. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I like it. Yeah. It really shines, this one. Thinking here. I think I'll do another one like this here. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Another one. Did I say I will put it here or here? Let's see. I'll put it here. Okay. I'm thinking of doing this on a smaller scale, but making like a masterboard filled with these fishes, and then either cut for greeting cards or bookmarks, not sure yet, but I really like it. Yep. Okay, so I'm thinking I'll do an in-between now with blue, and I'm thinking I'm going to use watercolors, the metallic ones, if I can find them. Let's see. Okay. I've got some metallics like this, and I've got some plain watercolors. These are just from the cheap store, and let's see. I haven't quite planned. I'm just going to have fun with it. I'm more interested in covering areas than anything else, because then, well, I'm going to do some doodling, or I don't know, we'll see. So let's see. I think I'm just going to play again with the colors, not one color all the time. Letting them mix, I really don't care. So I'm able to cover quite quickly large areas. Yeah, I like it. Just making some repairs. Okay. I hope I'm in frame. It's quite large, this particular journal. I always have one big one for all kinds of things that I feel I need to go large. I think I'll just continue with the metallics and not do more with regular watercolors. I really like how it's turning out, so I'll just keep at it. And each time I'm picking a different shade, and as you can see I'm also mixing, so I get an in-between, so that's great. Starting to take shape just by coloring around the shapes. More water. I'll check the chat in a minute. Just want to finish this one. Yeah, I should probably go here also. Yeah. see. Oh, interesting. Just taking care of puddles that I don't like. Yeah. Yeah. And right now it looks very, very simple, but I'm hoping that once I start with doodling on top of it, adding some visual texture, it would look better. And let's see. I think I will do like fish, fish, and in between waves, I'll have more fishes. Even in between, they don't have to have a tail. And even if I was very, if it was very important to me, then I would do a tail like this, but I don't need it. I'll just do like a line of fishes each time. That's what I think I need to do. Okay, and I really like how the blending with the yellow went, so I'm thinking that the next ones I'll just pick a color and blend it with yellow. That's what I'm thinking of doing. But now I'm taking a darker yellow. Yeah, and let's see. I'm going to color here. I don't want to put my hand here where I still have wet paint. And I'm thinking of changing this line. Yeah, I like it better right like this. So the darker yellow or light orange, whatever. Okay. And debating what color to pick. Okay. And where did they put? Oh, no. I'm making a mess. Whatever. I'm waiting for some of it to dry so I can start doodling, just so you can see how it's starting to look, because obviously all this is not going to be finished tonight or morning, whatever. Yeah, okay. Another fish. I want another fish here, but I'm not sure about it. And I don't like this line. I keep putting my hand in wet paint. It's just a talent. Maybe, no. Okay, let's see. Okay, one more fish. Okay, good enough for me. One more fish here. Yeah, I really like how it goes with yellow. Whatever color I'm using, I really like it. Okay, let's see. I think it's dry enough for me to attempt some detailing. You can use any markers. I'm tempted to use white and gold. We'll see. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just making stuff here. Yeah, just the start. Let's see what's going on in the chat, and I drink something. I'm parched. Oh, I missed a lot in the chat, I think. Hi, Wendy. Okay, watering veggies, some snow. Beautiful fishes. Yeah. I should probably do one that looks like Nemo or Dory. Still reading the chat. It is a very simple process. That's what's great about it. And anyone can do it. I love making projects like this, so no one can tell me that he can't do it. Okay, let's go back to the first fishy I've done. It's dry. I just need to be careful here and here. Okay, let's see. I need to check. I've got, I want some details to be more with a finer point. So yeah, and I think I'll add here more lines. Yeah. Now I need to think how I want to decorate my fishy. Mm, I really like this kind of line, so I'm just going with the flow. It's not planned, I'm just doing something and letting my hand go wherever it goes. Mm, I don't know. I'll go with it. I don't even know if I'm going to do all the fishes the same way, with the same doodling. I really don't know. I'm just having fun with it. Still wet. Quite the same as the other jellyfish. It's just smaller, so I will change a little bit to accommodate the doodling. Yeah. Bye, Brenda. Okay. So that's just the start. It's gonna take time. And I'm already feeling like I need some white in there. Like, let's see if it will work. Yeah. It's the little details. The rest of the fish I will leave for later. I'm thinking of introducing some gold here and maybe fill inside the lines. You know what? I can't I can't wait. Where are my gold markers? I just need them to work. The best that I had were the Uniball Signal, and they are almost completely gone. I ordered them from Amazon, and now Amazon is giving me trouble because of the war, and they don't want to send here most of the stuff. So no Uniball Signal for me in the future, in the near future at least. Maybe this one will work. Okay, so this one is just a gel pen, gold gel pen. Yeah. Already liking it. Black permanent markers are very easy to find because you can find them in any office supply and back to school. The gel pens are not so much because they are under craft at least, but you can find all kinds of cheap sets in or in Amazon, in Temu, or AliExpress. White, there are all kinds. I don't much like the markers. They don't work for me, maybe because it's hot here. I'm not sure. And when all the other thing fail, I will use correction fluid to do all kinds of white detailing like this. This is just a correction fluid. I think I have a gold acrylic marker. Let's see. So it won't take so long. Yeah. Of course, I can also it's a little bit different in color, but I don't care. Good enough for me. I can work on one fish for hours when I'm in the mood for doodling, but I'm going to keep it, at least now, more simple. I just wanted to see how it would look by coloring some of the areas. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, starting to take shape. I'm not going to do all the lines or even a one yes, one no. Just I'm just coloring where I just feel like it, not counting anything or trying for symmetry. I can already see that this double spread is going to take a long time. Simple, but it's going to take a long time because I want to do a lot of detailing. Yeah, definitely. And that's before I've decided what if all the fishes are going to look alike in terms of the doodling. I also, as I said, I also want to add something for these areas, like I'm thinking, let's see if it will work on the metallic, like doing lots and lots of different size circles, spread them all around. So you can see how how something like that can take forever. But it for me it's like therapy. What can I say? I can also color inside the circles, so all kinds of options. And of course I can also go and do some wavy lines inside, another option to go, or any kind of other doodling that you feel like it. If it's spirals, if it's, I don't know, flowers in the sea, because that's just what you want to do. Who cares? Yeah, definitely what I'm going to do. Let's see. Thanks, Melissa. Bye, Brenda. Okay, what did I miss? Yeah, Hi, Judy. Okay, so yeah, probably some shadowing can be. I'm not doing it right now because I'm more into the detail, and also I'm getting really tired. Uh, Now it's 1:30 a.m., but I still want to do, I think, let's see if I color. I want to see how it looks, and I want you to see how it looks because I know that I can't finish it today or this live. So I'm randomly coloring some of the bubbles. And let's see, where did I put the gold that I used? Here we are. And some, I've got all kinds of other gel pens, so I can probably also do other colors inside the bubbles. I'm not interested in coloring all of them, just spreading around and creating some kind of interest. Yeah. Yes, I really like it. That's what I'm going to do in the in-between. Starting to take shape. Okay. Yeah, I really like it. If you don't like fishes, you can probably turn these shapes also into birds. So another way to go about it. Just a black line and everything looks different. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think this is it for me. So now, if you want to ask me all kinds of questions, I'm all on the chat seeing what is going on. No, not every time, Melissa. Sometimes I know what I'm going to do next, and sometimes I don't. I just go with the flow and what I feel like doing. Medication is working 95% of the time, so I can't complain, but the 5% left sometimes driving me crazy. So, but I really can't complain. After 2 years that I didn't know what is going on, at least now, so it's it's way better with the medication, of course. Just you need to find me on Facebook. It's Noit Berkovich. Here, that's how I spell the name. You will find me. And I also, in all my videos, in the description box down below, there are my details. If it's my mail, if it's my website that is still needs to be worked and only little stuff is in there. And yeah, so, and also Instagram if that's what you like. So that's that. Really easy to find me on Facebook. Yeah, I really want to do more. I feel like if I try to do more, I'll make some damage because I'm getting tired, but maybe a little bit more. I'll flip it again, and so I won't make too much of a mess. It's like sometimes I get an idea, and no matter what, even if it's in the middle of the night, I have to do it, or at least write or sketch or something. Okay. Again, I'm just switching colors in between. I want to see how it looks. Okay. Let's hope I won't do a complete mess here, just because I can't wait to color. Let's see. Okay. It's amazing how every line or every area with color just changes the whole thing. And that's why I can't wait for it to be all colored. I'm not too careful, and sometimes I go with the metallics on the black permanent line. I don't care, because when everything is finished and dry, I can go back and go over the lines, so it really doesn't matter. Mm. I'm really loving it. Let's see. Thanks, Melissa. Hello, Sparkleberry Shine. Mm. Okay, I've got a lot of work here. What can I say? Yeah, this is it for me. At least now I can see how it's taking shape. I'll have a lot of work this week on, on this. Any other questions? We it's the hour requests. Anything that you would like me to do in videos, in lives? I'm watching the chat now, so okay. Okay, so this is it. I don't see any other questions or anything. So I'll just say that it's great that you came in and been with me. I like that I can interact with you, so that's great. And not me sitting here talking to myself. So thank you for coming in. It's great. Thank you for watching my videos. And well, thank you for leaving me comments and continue supporting me. So thank you all. I'll be saying good night or good morning wherever you are. And I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.